my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good afternoon to you guys all out there, or late afternoon or evening, depends on where you are. This is Salon's blog and you are highly welcome to this very special edition, a day after our game against Los Angeles, which ended 2-0 in favor of Chelsea. I've been thinking whether I should go into the analysis proper to analyze the game, but there's so much news coming up that I need to speak about tonight or this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get started quickly. Well, you see, before I even go into those news items, this is the table right now after the first games played in our group. Chelsea's group, Group D. Flamingo is first on the league table, having played one game. Yes, win one, scored 2 goals with 3 points. Chelsea, having played one game, win one, scored 2 goals, and having 3 points. Los Angeles FC played one, win 0, draw 0, lost 1, minus 2 goals. You see, all the four teams right there, as you can see. Chelsea are second on the table just because of yellow cards. Flamingo players receive less yellow card compared to Chelsea's players. Do you see there? So, accumulation of cards can affect you on the league table standing. That is what we are seeing there right now. Ladies and gentlemen, now, this tells you that in some games, Chelsea have to limit the number of yellow cards. Discipline. Chelsea players need to be a bit disciplined. The coach needs to work on their discipline. You just cannot be confronting referees and acting as if you don't know the rules. Every player knows the rules. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put that aside. A lot to talk about. Chelsea Football Club will be staging a pre-season tournament this August with European clubs such as AC Milan and Bayer Leverkusen also participating in the 2025 Vista Malta Weekender. Now, I heard some other sources saying that, European heavyweights, by Leverkusen heavyweights, AC Milan heavyweight, not Inter Milan. Leverkusen heavyweight. I'm like, my goodness. Some of these are so-called journalists, or sports or football insiders, just for the title to sell. But I'm wondering, our players ended the season very strongly, getting to the Champions League spot, winning the Conference League. 3-4 days after, most of the players went for international duty. On their return, 3-4 days, they are in the Club World Cup. Now, after the Club World Cup, within 4-5 days, another, competition. What? Pre-season tournament. No rest for these players. No rest before the league season starts, because the league season will start at the end of August. I think from 20th or so. Tomorrow the draw for the Premier League will be made. Tomorrow, yes, Wednesday, the draws will be made for the Premier League. We will get to know who we are starting the first game with. But are we to say that these players do not have a time to rest, even like a week? Because if there's another tournament for these players after the Conference League, and in fact, it even depends on where they will end. If we are to get to the semi-final, these guys will not have more than a week of rest before this tournament begins in August. Listen, Chelsea need to be careful. Otherwise, we are going to be starting this next season, 2025-2026 season, with lots of injuries. Lots of injuries on our players. I am not too sure how this tournament was arranged. Are we going to be playing this tournament because we want Mike Magnan from AC Milan? Oh yes, come to think of it, maybe that is a purpose. For me, I don't think I'm in favor of it. And you out there, I don't think you'll be in favor of this. Because the players need sufficient rest, at least 3 weeks rest with their families. Having ended the season so well, they play tough games. Going to win the Conference League, going back to international games, and hey, even just as the league season starts, by September, there are international games again coming up in September. Why are we? Come on, Chelsea. Look, the teams that are not in this Club World Cup, they will surely have advantage going into the new season because their players will have enough rest as they are having right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Now, on a transfer front, there is a gentleman's agreement between Chelsea and George Petrovic that he can leave if someone beats £25 million. Petrovic has been given the green light to find himself a club over the next month that will be prepared to pay that amount. So Petrovic has been given the green light. He can get a club of his choice. So long as that club is willing to pay the 25 million release clause, gentleman's agreement, then Chelsea will let him go. Why are we doing this? We signed a player just how many seasons ago? 2 seasons, right? Yeah. Is it that Maresca just dislike him or he's not up to the standard? I don't get it. Because it is something which every fan can see clearly. This guy is better than Sanchez in all ramifications. We sent him on loan to Strasbourg and he performed better than Sanchez in the league. You put the two together. Yet we have not even allowed him to go to the club worker. Right now we are saying, okay, go and get your deal, get a different club. So long as that club is willing to pay £25 million, we'll let you go. Listen, we're going to be regretting this. Gittens that we signed. I remember when we were signing Gittens as our third choice. I was like, I would have expected Chelsea to sign someone that is higher than both Petrovic and Sanchez. But we still went for someone that is below these two. Mike Magnan, listen, I know Sanchez is currently, Maresca, he is currently not happy with the coaches, the goalkeepers that we have right now. He's not. He's not. And he's now putting the blame entirely on Petrovic. I understand. Strasbourg want to sign Petrovic on a permanent. Yes, when he played on loan. They want to sign him on permanent, but the player is looking at other options. The player also wants top-notch club. That is why he signed for Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your day. I would not like to waste much of your time. More transfer news. We understand Jamie Bino Gittens, yes, the player from Dortmund, the winger that Chelsea are interested in. The player decided not to open doors to other clubs as he maintained the agreement on several-year deal with Chelsea. Discussions club to club remain ongoing. Gittens had already agreed to go to Chelsea, to the Premier League. Liverpool was interested, Manchester United showed interest, but the player decided, I want to play for Chelsea. And based on that, no other clubs, he's no longer showing interest in any club. He's insisting that Chelsea or no other club. It is either Chelsea or I ain't going nowhere. The player maintains the agreement with Chelsea for several-year deal. Discussions still ongoing. Now, Chelsea are also in the market for an all-round attacker. Among the candidates being viewed by Chelsea sporting directors are Eintracht Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike, West Ham Mohamed Kudus, and Brighton forward Joao Pedro. Chelsea also made a verbal inquiry for Lyon's Malick FOFANA just over the weekend. I mean, is it yesterday or over the weekend? Verbal inquiry. They pick up the phone, they call Lyon and made inquiry on Malick FOFANA. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Athletic, these are the latest news from Chelsea Frontline. Chelsea have made a verbal inquiry for Lyon winger Malick FOFANA. They have made their interest known for the 20-year-old Belgian. He's among a number of options being considered and conversations are ongoing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Now let me conclude with your man of the match against Los Angeles FC, Pedro Neto, with his award in his hands. Guys, a lot is coming up later tonight. As to when I receive confirmations, I'll be back with more exclusives in the coming hours. See you all in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.